Here's a short presentation to show you how to help your students compete with students from California. What are they doing? They're putting projects on websites. And here's an example. This kid put his diversity project on a website. He did a video and put together a short website that was seen by 4 college admission officers. He got scholarships at all 4 places. Here's another website done by a student who put virtually everything he ever did at the school, including a family history project. I mean, this is a deep project. So how do you get to the place where the portfolio gets exposed? There's stuff underneath that has to happen. So the top is the portfolio, but we've got presentations and projects, how to personalize the instruction, and then you got to have that power to go and get the positive attitude to push through. And so let's start with positive thoughts. And Eamon is a proponent of talking back to negative thoughts. And when thoughts come up, we can change our brain with this presentation. His point is that thoughts create chemicals in the brain. So let's have positive thoughts. One source of positive thoughts is Hal Urban's book, and he has a presentation with 7 free lessons that can be downloaded. Next step in the ICEBERG is personal learning plan. How can we make the experience of high school more personal? Well, there's the name of a book, and they talk about personal learning contracts, and why not build a personal history? This personal history workbook allows students to start with their family's history and work backwards. What was their grandfather, and then before that? And you can get back to the First World War in this way. This workbook can be used as a way of getting through to the next level. Here's an example of what a student observed. You mean I can actually make a project to help my grandmother recall what she remembered? Capture it. That builds, that personalization and the positive thinking builds the support for projects. Now, where do you get projects? A guy named Matt Blazek came with a list, and this is where you can download some examples. And then when you're in the project, when the student's looking at the project and saying, how do I go deeper? You can have questions that guide the students. This is a list of questions from High Tech High. Voice and choice is basically letting the students choose so that their own voice can come out. If you're looking for more examples to show students, National History Day has some remarkable examples. Once the project's been made, now it's time to present and think about it. Here's some points about exhibitions. Littke points out that whatever they're passionate about, that's an exhibition. Let's get them talking about it. And by talking about it, they can explain how they learned. And one way of using this is to measure and assess the student in a way that's more flexible than standardized tests. And that's what we're all about, right? Letting kids become lifetime learners. One idea is to actually give it a name, like performance of understanding, so that the student understands this is more than just standing up. You're going to be asked through rubrics to explain why you made certain choices in your presentation and project. Finally, these presentations and projects get posted in a website, and the website is private. Perhaps the teacher sees it, perhaps parents see it, but the eventual idea is for it to be opened up to college admission officers. Now, New Tech High is another place, and here's an example. Each one of these spots you can click on. When I clicked on agency, I got this. So it's something that the college admission officer can find more interesting, perhaps. All of these could be enhanced by adding videos, so you could hear the voice of the student. The way I am, you can be shy and stand behind the camera, and then why not bring some outside interests in? Now, as teachers, one way to sell this idea is to actually do what we're asking our students to do. And so, project, presentation, put them on a digital portfolio. This is what a teacher did in High Tech High. He does something with balloons, even though he's a humanities teacher. How do we grade them? Well, if you show students a lot of projects and portfolios and then ask them what makes something that's worth looking at, then the students can make that comparison. It allows them to participate in the process. Of course, we teachers have the final say. So that's the digital portfolio. This is what supports it. We start with that positive mental attitude. We personalize the experience of putting together these projects. The type of projects pop up. We can get them through a list, and then we evaluate the exhibitions. Finally, all of those items contribute to that portfolio.